they know you were murdered instead of taking your life because it didn't make sense to anyone why you would do that. Do you have anything to say about that at all?
American paranormal expert Steve Huff says he can talk to Bollywood star Sushant Singh Rajput. As proof of that, Sushant's voice is heard through some devices in his hand, like answering the questions he asks. Many videos and news like this can be seen on social media. Maybe these demonic and ghostly hauntings are real. Do spirits of the dead terrorize humans at night?
सुशांत की आत्मा की लाइव गवाही है। भूतों का स्कूल।
क्या भूत प्रेत सचमुच होते हैं?
कुछ जगह ऐसी भी हैं जहां आज भी लोग जाने से बचते। कहा जाता है कि रात में भानगढ़ पर भूतों का साया रहता है।
अद्भुत, अकल्पनीय, अविश्वसनीय।
The Fox sisters were three infamous women who lived in the 1800s. That is Katie Fox, Maggie Fox, Leah Fox. They claimed that they had the ability to speak to evil spirits from a very young age. During that period, people who were interested in talking to spirit came to them. The spirit will respond to the questions they ask by dropping objects in the room on the floor or by proving words on blank cards. Thus, they became very famous, and they made a lot of money through it. Later, one sister's husband died in this. Being a devout Christian, he always told his wife to stop it, but she was not ready. After her husband's death, she suffered a mental breakdown and started drinking. Then a fight started between the other two sisters. Later, the woman who lost her husband told the locals all the truth, that they were fooling everyone and that they were incapable of speaking to spirits. She told the locals that apples, books, etc. were falling down because they were pulling them on a string and that these were all scams by them. The Amityville murders are a similar incident that took place elsewhere. A man called Ronaldo DeFeo killed his entire family on stage. This was the statement of Roni who was presented in the court. It was that he could hear the voices of the spirits and that very voice made them kill. Similarly, similar incidents happened in George Katie's house. Later, they left the house due to fear. Was everything they said really true? Did they hear the voices of spirits? According to ABC, news report they were all lying. Ronnie lied to avoid legal action. George and Kathy lied to get book writers and movie directors to approach them and make money out of it. He claims that Steve Huff can talk to dead Indian actor Sushant Singh. A video has been uploaded on his YouTube channel to prove it. In that video, he talks to Sushant's spirit through a special device in his hand. This news was reported by all media in India. Did Sushant Singh's soul actually speak? The truth of this came out through an Instagram post. Steve Huff was cutting the parts cut from Sushant's old interview videos in the form of answers to the questions he was asking. We must have heard some stories of everyone in a house hearing scary noises, or seeing it in person. A person's hearsay may be false or mistaken, but not all people in a house are wrong. Don't lie. It is certainly nothing to be afraid of. In psychology, this condition is called mass psychogenic illness. Another name for this condition is shared psychotic disorder. This condition can also be seen in the Pirari mass suicide case in India. We all know the news of 11 members of a family committing suicide in Delhi. Another similar incident happened in Australia. 5 members of a family go on a trip. They feel that someone is coming to attack each of them traveling in the car. All 5 of them go missing on the way. Somehow they later escape and reach back home. Who would have attacked them? Is it the spirit or the power? No, this condition is called shared delusional disorder, or STID. A Ouija board is an object used in stories and movies to speak to souls. Although it is spelled O-U-I-J-A, the actual pronunciation is Ouija. A large sheet A to Z and 0 to 9 will be written in. Not only that, you can also see the words yes and no. Planchette is the name of another triangular-shaped object used in this. Alone in a dark room with a lighted candle, the spirits talk. 4 people on the 4 sides of the board place their hands together on top of the planchette and call the spirit. The spirit will speak to them through letters and numbers on the board. ideomotor effect. In this condition, our body parts move without our knowledge. To be more precise, for example, you lie in bed to sleep. Before going to sleep, we feel like we're going to fall from somewhere. Immediately, we are shocked. This condition is called hypnic jerk. The ideomotor effect and the hypnic jerk are not the same, but occur simultaneously. Only one difference. If the hypnic jerk occurs in the state of going to sleep, the ideomotor effect will occur in front of our eyes. That too without our knowledge. Unknowingly, our conscious mind sends signals to our hands, and so the fingers travel. If you don't believe it, you can prove it yourself at home. It should be done with a pendulum. But if you don't have a pendulum at hand, you can also use a ball tied on a string. If not, your phone charger is enough. Place the adapter downwards and grasp the cable. The brain will start to move it in the direction that we think in our mind, and that too without our awareness. The brain itself answers the questions of the people playing the Ouija board. That too without their knowledge. National Geographic Channel and blindfold tests were conducted to prove this. We can see many mental states like this. Scary visions are given to us by the vagueness caused by the lack of light at night. This is also why the frightened figure disappears when the light is turned on. We can see many people who become violent. This is because their brain works without them knowing. Therefore, they become violent, make controlled noises, and harass. All these are just mental disorders. The cure for these problems is not prayer or incantation. Proper counseling is required.